dearest super learners, a big welcome to each and every one of you. I feel so happy when you tune up to this learning session because I'm a firm believer of the fact that learning gives you more thrilling, winning, and fulfilling life. So once again, a big welcome to this amazing session today. We are going to learn something very, very, very useful today. Today's topic is taking charge of your life and creating your own destiny. So big thanks for joining once again. Now, let me ask one question. Do you think winners do what is destined for them or they design their destiny? The reality of life is winners design their destiny. You know what? One of the greatest poets, authors, and great script writers and mind-blowing playwriters, William Shakespeare, once said, "It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves," which means it's us and we decide on how we can shape up our destiny. Now, if it is up to you, and up to me to decide how to shape up our destiny, then what really helps us in designing our destiny is you and I making choices. Because life is nothing but a series of choices that we make in our life. Right? If you are where you are today, it is because of a choice that you made yesterday. And if it is that so true that if you make a great choice now, your tomorrow can be extraordinary, isn't it? Now, you know what? You can predict your future. I can predict my future. Let me give a very simple example. And I was sharing this with a friend of mine. Today, in this lockdown state, when people are working from home, some of them are working pretty hard, by the way, just like yourself, but a lot of people are spending a lot of their time on Netflixing and YouTubing and internet browsing. Now, if you're spending a vast majority of your time on Netflixing, YouTubing, and aimless internet browsing, then we all know what is lined up for us in future. What we do today is a precursor to what is going to happen tomorrow. So great leaders use their time very wisely in making right choices. Choices defines our life. I always tell people, you have control to make a choice. But once you make a choice, the choice controls you. You have control to decide whether you would like to watch Netflix or you would not like to watch Netflix. But when you tune up to Netflix, then all that is happening there, you're just completely engrossed in it. Okay? Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but at the right time, the right thing is absolutely okay. But the wrong time, and you're doing the wrong thing, that is not okay. So you got to make sure the timing is just right when you want to watch Netflix. Now, if you're watching Netflix and just Netflix, it is of course not good because that takes a lot of time away from your life. So great leaders choose because they choose the right thing to do in their life. And they already understand the fact that you have control to make choices. But once you make a choice, the choice controls your life. So you can't afford to make a wrong choice. And you will never make a wrong choice because in today's session, I'm going to give you 6 C's on how you can take charge of your life. If you're excited, give me a thumbs up and say, yes, excited. All right, now let's look at the first C that controls your life. And the first C is about understanding what you really want to achieve in your life. You know what? In a very simple way, I always tell people in one sentence what that means is that you're being true to yourself and your life purpose as long as you are achieving goals that matter most to you in your life. And what kind of goals are we talking about? Your life and my life is like a beautiful wheel of 6 goals that you can set in your life. Whenever you're doing something which falls within that 6 spheres of that wheel, you're doing the right thing. Now, let's understand what are those 6 important spokes of our life. Here it is. The first is health. What is very important for you is to be extremely healthy in your life. You want to be very successful. Like when you get in the flight, the lady comes up to you and says, in case of an emergency, the oxygen mask will fall from above. Please cover your face and mouth first, then assist others. Because if you can't assist yourself, you will not be able to assist the other goals of your life. You will not be able to assist people around you in your life. You will not be able to nurture and grow the right kind of mindset you would like to have in your family, in your organization, your team. You got to be healthy. That's the first goal. The second important goal is your family goal. So whenever you're doing something in your life, check. Are you doing something which is helping you become more healthier? Are you doing something which is something for your family so that you can spend more time with them and you're bonding with them more effectively? Right? Or are you doing something right now which is giving you more progression in your career, more growth in your career? Are you doing something which is helping you make more money from the time that you invest for yourself? And are you doing something which is socially giving you happiness, that I did something for the world and that in turn gives me a lot of happiness and a lot of satisfaction? Or are you doing something spiritually which makes you more mindful about yourself and you're finding yourself in a better condition, more happy inside? Now, as long as you're doing any of these 6 things, your life in the right direction. So in a nutshell, all you got to do is, if you really want to take charge of your life, please set 6 focused goals for yourself. And that's called clarity. Set a focused health goal, set a focused family goal, set a focused career goal, a focused financial goal, focused social goal, and focused spiritual goal. And whenever you're doing something which is not falling within the circle, decide to make a choice to move out of it, because that is not relevant to you. So great leaders, because when they're thinking of taking charge of their life, what they're definitely doing is they're always operating from any of these 6 spokes of life, and that makes them very successful. So balance your life by focusing on setting clear goals on these 6 different spokes. Now, let's understand the second very important point that makes you very effective and helps you take charge of your life. Now, imagine you set a goal for yourself. Like say, imagine you set a goal to lose like 20 kgs weight. I mean, just imagine, okay? Now, what is the next thing that you would like to do? A lot of people have set goals like that. A lot of people have got into gyms. A lot of people have taken a lot of membership. They try for a while, but then they lose out and then fizzles out everything and everything goes haywire. Now, let me share a story with you. This is a story of a gentleman. My friend, this guy that I want to talk about was a laborer in a place called Bihar, one of the states in our country. Now, this guy lived in a village where the hospital was really far away. Now, he had a wife who would bring food for him every day, and she had to cross a kind of a mountain to deliver food to him every day, every afternoon. Now, once she was carrying food for him, unfortunately, she trips and she falls from the mountain, and she is in a very bad state. Now, she had to be rushed to the hospital immediately. Unfortunately, the hospital was very far. This man did everything possible to get her to the hospital, but it took a lot of time, and by the time they reached, she passed away. And very unfortunately, that was the time where this man made a commitment. Come what may, come what may. I don't want anybody in that village of mine to face what my wife has faced. I could not take her to the hospital because it was too far. Why? Because there was a huge rock in between. There was a mountain in between. My dear friends, he goes to the local authorities and requests them to support them in making a road through the mountain. Well, they don't pay a lot of attention long back at that time. Then she approaches all the local villagers and friends and says, can you help me? Can we together create a route between the mountains so that we narrow the pass? We can get to the hospital quickly. Well, no one pays attention. And guess what? All he had with him was little money and 2 goats. He sells these 2 goats and buys himself a chisel and a hammer. And then you'll be shocked to know what he does. This guy, all by himself, starts hitting that mountain with that chisel and hammer. Not for a day or 2, not for a month or 2, not for a year or 2, but 22 years. 22 years. Since morning till night time, 22 years. And guess what? After 22 years, this man became a mountain man, and Dashrath Manji, as we call him, Dashrath Manji was able to create a road between the mountain, narrowing the gap, narrowing the distance of that hospital from 55 kilometers to 1 kilometers. My dear friends, Dashrath Manji has a message for you. Dashrath Manji has a message for me. And the message is this: you know what? If you want to take charge of your life and you have a goal for yourself, stay committed to your goal. There is no substitute to hard work. There is no substitute to success. And similarly, there is no substitute to commitment, everybody. Commitment is the key. And that is the second very important point I wanted to share with you. So first, be clear on what you want to achieve. Have a laser light clarity. All right. And then second is, please be committed to what you choose to achieve in your life. Now, we're going to go to the third one very quickly. Now, after you've made a commitment and after you're focusing on that, in the process of achieving goals, you're going to have a lot of tough time. You're going to have a lot of happy time as well. Now, it's easy to be happy in happy days, but it's difficult to be happy in tough time, right? Now, one of the greatest qualities of very successful people is that when they're working with people or when they're working with themselves and chasing a goal, they try to be relaxed, not stressed. They try to be comfortable, not uncomfortable. They try to be proactive in their approach rather than being reactive in their approach. Now, if you want to be a great champion, if you want yourself to be extremely happy, you have to make a decision to be in charge of yourself. Don't be reactive when you're with people. Don't get angry when you're trying to do something. Be calm and be relaxed. All right. I always tell people that reaction is a thoughtless process. Response is a thoughtful process. So one of the most important qualities of people is when they're trying to chase their goal by themselves or with the help of people, they're in charge of themselves. And that's called self-control. So the third is control. The third C is control. Please choose to be proactive, not reactive. If you choose to be in charge and in control of yourself, you will be able to do a lot of great stuff in your life. And controlling yourself is one of the biggest achievements you can achieve in your life. You're in charge of yourself, your own actions, you're progressing well in your life. You will be successful. No one can stop you. Now, listen, here's the next one. We're going to talk about the fourth C. Now, we talked about 3 C's for now. We talked about clarity, we talked about commitment, and we talked about control. What's the 4 C's, the fourth C of the 6 C's? Now, here's the next one. Listen, my dear friends, when you try to attempt something, let's say you're trying to lose weight, for example, okay? You're on a particular regime, you're finding one strategy and you're working pretty hard on that strategy, but that strategy somehow is not working hard for you. You realize you're not achieving desired results. What do? You give up? You decide to leave that? Of course not. At that very moment, you need to understand, my dear friends, failures make you strong. Failures give you alternative. Failures give you opportunities and possibilities to try something new. You know what? This gentleman who invented bulb, he did not try once. He did not fail once. He did not fail twice. He did not fail 100 times. He did not fail 1,000 times. He failed 10,000 times before he could finally invent a bulb. And Thomas Alva Edison beautifully says, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that don't work. So when you're trying something, don't give up too soon. You have to be courageous. And being courageous means knowing that you're trying to attempt and not getting scared of what you're trying to attempt. So the fourth C, a very important C if you want to be successful, is called courage. Courage makes you stronger. So failing is one of the greatest arts in the world. And one fails towards success, says Charles Kelly. And failures provides the opportunity to begin again more intelligently, says Henry Ford. So when you're failing, don't feel bad. You're trying something new. It is okay. You will find another way. You will find the next way and the next way and the next way and the next way and the next way. Don't give up. Never, 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 never give up. Now, we talked about 4 C's to take charge of your life. Here's the 5th C, everyone. Very important. Now, let me ask this question. Let's say you pick up a mission. Let's say you buy a nice cycle for yourself. You join a cycling club, okay? Maybe you try cycling all by yourself, and then you realize that you will try for a day, try for a couple of days, maybe a week. You go cycling every day. But if you are a part of a very dedicated club, a cycling club, then your chances of progressively making sure that you cycle every single day increases and magnifies, all right, 10 times. Because now you're not the only one who's in charge of you going out and cycling, but the accountability is shared amongst other people in the group. Whenever there is a shared accountability, the chances of achievement of goal magnifies, zooms up. So great leaders like yourself, whenever you want to achieve a goal, let's say you want to lose weight, don't just try out by yourself. See if you can find a companion to help you. Capitalize on the companion power. Take coaching from people. Be a part of a group. In a group, it's always possible. Alone, sometimes it will be difficult. It could be difficult, but definitely great people are open to coaching and companionship. So be open to get coaching from people. Capitalize on the companion power if you want to be successful. Now, here is the number six very important C that you need to be careful of if you want to be in charge of your life. Let me ask you a question. Imagine, let's say you're a parent, for example. If I'm talking to parents, fantastic. If you're not a parent, just imagine for a while and tell me, let's say there's this kid, okay? And this kid has a 4-semester examination. All right, spread over every quarter. Now, there are two ways of looking at it. One, you decide to reward your kid when he achieves great scores after completion of the entire year. Option one. Second, you decide to award him every month for him scoring good marks in every monthly test that he appears for. Now tell me, of the two, which of the two is likely to give you better results? The one that you've been celebrating every month, or the one if you choose to celebrate once after he's done it all? Of course, the answer is when you celebrate more, when you actually create happiness more and more and more, then you motivate him to do better in the next month, and then further the next month, and the next month, and the next month. You know, the word is called momentum. Celebration creates a momentum of happiness. And when people are happy doing what they're doing, they are more charged up to do the rest of the things. When you set a goal for yourself to lose 20 kgs, I want you to reward yourself for losing every 2 kgs, losing every 2 kgs. And then you will see when you're rewarding yourself, mini rewards, right? You buy yourself, let's say, a nice stationery box, if you like stationery, nice, beautiful pen. Maybe after you lose 20 kg, you decide to award yourself a nice mobile phone, okay? But you have to give yourself giving some nice rewards, all right? Maybe you decide to buy a nice dress for yourself after you lose 10 kgs. So you have to set those mini milestones for yourself and chase those milestones so that the momentum is on. Anything that has a momentum has better chances to success. So just make sure that you have a momentum there, and don't just reward yourself once after achieving the goal, but please award yourself every single time you're achieving mini success, micro success. Celebrate that micro success. My dear friends, we talked about 6 C's on how you can be in charge of your life. Let's quickly revise. The first C is called clarity. Have a laser-like focus on what you want to achieve. And you know the six spokes of the wheel on where you have to focus. Committed. Be committed once you have clarity. All right. Commitment is important. Like Dashrath Manji, he himself for 22 years he was committed. He didn't give up. Take charge of your own emotions. Choose to be proactive, not reactive. Remember, reaction is a thoughtless process. Responding positively is a thoughtful process, right? Be courageous. Don't be scared of failing. Sometimes one attempt doesn't work. Second will. Second doesn't work. Third will. Fourth will. Fifth will. Definitely will, right? Take help from people. Capitalize on companion power by being open to coaching. It does magic. And the sixth and a very effective one is called celebrate micro achievements, and that gives you a momentum to get there. You know what, my dear friends? You have no idea how awesome you are. I'm sure you're going to put all that you've learned into use for sure. I definitely trust it. Now, before I wrap up, I want to share a very interesting story with you. Before I share a story, I want you to take a guess. Tell me, if you were to complete a distance of a mile, which is around 1.6 kilometers, what is the kind of time that you will take to complete that distance of 1 mile? You know, you're running, all right? Now take a guess, take a guess, take a guess. Some people, when I was talking last time, they said, sir, it's going to take like 15 minutes to complete a distance of 1.6 kilometers. 15 minutes, well, some said 10 minutes. You know what, my dear friends? The medical science and the doctor, in the year 1953 and 1954, they declared that it will take a minimum of 4 minutes to a human being to cover a distance of a mile. All right, minimum distance, or minimum 4 minutes to cover a distance of a mile, no matter how fast you run. And if anyone tries to achieve this in less than 4 minutes, then this person will have crazy fatal injuries. All right, that's what the medical science proved. But you know what happened? This young guy, Roger Bannister, 25-year-old boy, started running, and this guy was able to defeat defeat that declaration by the medical science, and he could do this in 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds, making a world record. He was the first person in the world to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. And you know what? After he did all of that, there was no looking back. More than thousands of people have done it after that. And today, the best record stands of this guy called He Cham. And He Cham was able to cover this entire distance in just 3 minutes and 43 seconds and 13 milliseconds. So can you imagine that? Whatever is told can be defeated, which means the message from the entire story is this: you have unlimited, untapped potential. You can do so much in your life, and you can take charge of your life really well. You can choose to live an extraordinary life, not a mediocre life, if you follow these 6 wonderful steps. And I know you definitely will. I know you will, because you are a champion, you are a star. And to appreciate you, I want to just share a couple of lines, and I want to thank you after that. दोस्तों वो कहते हैं ना, जुबां पे तारीफ और सर पे जीत का ताज होता है। अरे आप जैसे योद्धाओं का तो वक्त भी सरताज होता है। आपकी मौजूदगी ने 4 चांद लगा दिए इस दुनिया को, और आप जैसे दिग्गजों को बनाने के बाद तो खुदा को भी अपने आप पे नाज होता है। The world is proud of you. The creator is proud of you. I am proud of you. And let's make ourselves, all of us, more proud by putting these 6 amazing C's to action. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a great pleasure speaking to you. If you would like to connect with me, you can simply connect with me by going to linkedin.com and typing my name. My name is Ashish Singh. Just type Ashish Singh Star Consulting. You will find me right there, and I'll be right there to answer any queries that you may have. You can simply be in touch with me for any further question that you may have in your life. I want to thank you very much once again, and you are a superstar. I am always there to help you anytime in life, whenever, wherever, and forever. Thank you very much for tuning up today. May God bless you. Have a rocking time.